It's all right.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
3 Cents podcast. We're starting right now. Jock definitely didn't say anything crazy, and we've just had to restart. So, yeah, what's going on, lads?
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm so red and sweaty after that.
Dude, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jock
God.
just ran 50 kilometers. That's why he's so red and sweaty.
classic Jock.
Ultra marathon.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. It's fine. But listen,
Nice. Yes. Anyway, sorry.
listen. I wanted to address while we're here, just in the beginning. We're starting to get a much larger fan base than the pretty large one we had before.
it's like it's
Massive.
we're like 10xing what it was before. But
Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Thousands of people.
And now there's so many
Hundreds
people, and it's
Hundreds.
yeah. There's so many interactions, and so many just lovely people, lovely support. But we did get a bit of recent criticisms, which is fine, you know. I thought
We take it on the chin like men.
yeah. Usually we don't like to address this stuff, and I think in the future we won't address it as much. But I think
As you can see, we're definitely not insecure about the product we're creating. So
Nah,
we're
nah.
actively addressing the people that are critiquing
Exactly.
us.
Come
Well,
at us.
it was more of a question, really.
It was
'cause
a question. It wasn't.
got-
We're not like coming at them being like, "Hey, you shouldn't have said this." We're just
Yeah.
curious about what they meant.
We got a criticism, and we're just a bit confused about it. So I'll read it
Because
now.
we want to create the best product possible. So
Exactly.
we take critique at face value, and we want to work on constructive criticism.
Having an open conversation
Exactly.
with the fans.
And
is
we want
important.
to we just want to confirm what they're saying because we don't really understand the sort of critique we are getting.
Yeah. So the first comment I wanted to address is by Alec P.
Calling him out by
Name
name.
drop.
Okay.
Okay.
He wrote this.
Decide if we're going to beep that or not.
I didn't
Yeah.
believe. I think it's they posted it
Yeah.
publicly with their name. They're
He
really,
wants this out there.
yeah.
Should change your name to the Two Cells podcast, as it really seems to be two brain cells fighting over third place here.
That's
Now,
awesome.
My first question is
The first thing I sent it into the because to break the fourth wall, but I have access to the account, so I see comments and stuff coming. I sent this into the group chat, and I'm like, "What a genuinely good name for a podcast!"
Two
like,
cells is pretty nice.
We should have just done that. I was
Two
like,
cells is
"Fuck,
pretty good.
yeah. He's got something there."
My bigger question was, again, not trying to be cheeky or anything, but like, so there's two cells, right? And you said there's two cells fighting over third place.
I think, John, are you not getting the joke?
Yeah, I
there?
don't think you're getting the joke. I think
So
you're,
can
you're
you-
kind
can
of
you please
adding fuel to the fire.
Can you please explain like what that means? Because like
I think John's
don't really-
getting third place right
John's getting third place.
I don't really get it. So there's two, but third place would mean there's a third guy. So can you please just let us know
Ollie.
what that means? Maybe it means Ollie. That would make sense.
now. Okay, he watched the Ollie
He
episode.
watched the Ollie
obviously.
episode,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Wow, I wish it was just Ollie."
Yeah.
That's a lot of. That's the critique I'd be getting.
Do you think
Okay.
John's third place then? If we
Well, you're
were...
fighting
He's
over.
talking about two cells, bro.
Okay.
You're fighting over third place.
Are we like 1.67...
Do you think
wait,
I'm one of the? Who do you think are the cells?
I was going to say, are we 0.6
Yeah.
0.6 reoccurring
He's
cell
saying the
each?
three of us are 0.6, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're trying to figure that out. Let us know, buddy.
0.6 God.
Is that
What?
0.6 times 3? Does that equal 2?
0.66 recurring.
Do the maths. Let us know in the comments
Yeah.
if we're correct or
We're
if we're
not helping.
dumbasses.
Okay.
No, it does, dude.
Yeah, I think you're not helping the case.
So yeah, please explain that. I don't get that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an honest. We're just starting a dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do. Here.
I think it's interesting the dichotomy of the comments in the space.
Yeah, well, there's a fractured audience, you could say.
Yeah, because I really like. There's a clip where we had a conversation about dinosaurs, and we made a few mistakes in the edit. We talk about
And
Triceratops.
also in the moment,
We talk about Triceratops, and we put up a picture of
Pachyosaurus.
another dinosaur. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if that's what
Well,
it's called.
can I address that immediately? When I Google triceratops.png, I'm expecting photos of Triceratops, so I don't have my guard up, let's just say. So I picked an image that had good framing, and I went, give that to me, and I
Yeah.
didn't look into it. I apologize.
A lot of
for
people.
that
A
action.
lot of people were angry that it wasn't a Triceratops.
Yeah, I'm aware, but that's okay. We can have this. That's why we're having
Yeah.
this dialogue.
Also, dinosaurs aren't fucking real, bro. Like we talk, like
Yeah, how do we know?
yeah, exactly. Like oh yeah, that's what he looked like. Sorry, like you go fucking find one.
Yeah, but I think.
there's also another error in that clip, I think.
But yeah, people are like a pterodactyl's not a dinosaur. All right, man, whatever.
It's green and it fucking roars.
Yeah,
I
does
don't think it does either of those. I don't
It
think it's either
squawks.
of those. I don't think it's green, and I don't
It
think
does fly, so maybe it's a bird.
Maybe that's what they're saying. But the point is that, like, on YouTube, people are very hostile about that.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people saying Triceratops isn't real, Pterodactyl's not a dinosaur.
A lot of
That's
people nerding out on YouTube.
But the TikTok audience love them to death. People were sharing their favorite dinosaurs.
Yeah, we got a comment. I was about to say a few. We got a comment someone referencing their favorite
One of
dinosaur.
the
And it was
many.
lovely. Yeah, well, I only leave a couple.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
again, the illusion of
Jock deletes
grandeur.
thousands of comments.
Yeah, it's a full-time job.
Yeah. So if you comment your stage there, you're the lucky one. So
Yeah.
do that. Please
Yeah,
comment.
please comment below. Please
Please
subscribe.
do something.
I will if I don't like you personally, I'll delete any interaction. So just interact and see what happens.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And if you're there, I like you a lot personally.
Yeah, we love you. John, you
Yeah.
had something else?
There's just this other one as well. So this guy, what was his name? Let's find his name here.
So that you
was
can
it
directly call him
Wokey
out.
Woke in the PC?
Yeah, there we go. We got a comment here from, this is a real person, by the way. Wokey Woke and the PC bunch. Now, PC is in
Personal computer.
Yeah, he loves
Not
computers.
politically correct, but probably more.
Oh, it is probably
Nah, personal computer.
okay.
Or pastoral care. We had like
Or pastoral
at
care,
school we
yeah.
had pastoral care.
Or
Look, who knows what the fuck this guy's thinking,
pube
but
clamp. I don't know.
pube clamp. I
That
like
could be. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Anyway, so yeah, his comment here was, hold on a second, guys.
Another piece of constructive criticism.
Yeah, this is more. Yeah, this one's a bit more direct and easier for me to understand. Came here to say this. Yeah, thanks. They really think they're accomplishing something here. They're unfunny, unoriginal, and stupid. Fucking embarrassing.
Shout
That
out
sounds
Wokey Woke
good.
and the PC bunch.
Shout out
Yeah.
Wokey Woke.
So that's good to know because the other hate comment we got on TikTok was also a right wing guy.
Yeah.
So it's good we're cultivating a predominantly female left wing
diverse.
audience.
No, the right wing guy was on YouTube as well. That's like the YouTube audience is
Yeah,
much
so-
more critical. I'm
Yeah.
saying because you said on TikTok, but we
I
got
think
a
he
right
just said
wing.
the other guy.
Which guy?
No, so
Let us know in
The
the
o-
comments if we're arguing over the same point.
Sorry.
okay,
Anyway.
anyway, just what I want to say is there was another person who was also right wing.
Yeah,
that
on
hated
YouTube.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
Yeah,
you
the
said- sorry,
Nazi
my
guy.
bad.
yeah.
Yeah. We're not appealing to Nazis, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
they leave it hate comments.
we thought that was a big demographic of our starting. We had
Apparently.
like a mood board. We were writing down
That's what I was trying
our
to get.
target audience should be.
We did split it up who would get what. Like one's a right wing guy, one's the left wing, one's a centrist. But it turns out we're getting predominantly females left
Yeah,
wing.
it's
which is
crazy.
good.
Who would have thought?
That's,
Lovely,
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. It's the sort of audience we like cultivating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that guy had that comment, and we just wanted to say we already let him know personally. But out of his three
went to his
criticisms,
house.
it was what was it?
Unfunny, stupid, and unoriginal.
I've never been unoriginal in my entire life. Those-
Unfunny, yes.
Yes, unfunny. Yes, stupid. Most definitely. But at least I don't copy people. You know, when I talk about penises and stuff.
True.
Ain't no one else got Peter's game like
Yeah,
John.
true.
I always say this.
Okay, true.
Pause.
What do you guys know?
Do you think that Wokey Woke guy? It's interesting. I never thought about the crossover of like the woke agenda, if you will. For the audio listeners, I did the bunny ear quotation marks.
Yeah.
The woke agenda and like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Is that
which-
what that's
Yeah.
from?
Yeah, like
Oh my
you know
God.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, yeah.
His little band.
So
Wow.
he's like the unwoke version of Marky Mark.
Yeah, he loves Mark Wahlberg and he loves.
Maybe
left
I think
politics.
potentially the woke is a satirical take then.
Oh, he's making fun of the
making
woke.
fun of the woke.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, so he's not woke himself.
He's not woke.
No,
himself.
obviously not.
Well, then we
Okay.
have both two right wing.
That's what I was saying before.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said we had whatever.
Both sides. None of that.
Comment below with your political opinion.
Hey, Guy, can you please respond and tell us what political what side of the political spectrum you live on?
Please
Because I,
comment in the comments your political opinions.
I don't think anyone that's actually like left wing says I'm woke. Like it's the right wing saying.
Yeah, 'cause-
okay.
yeah.
Woke's
Yeah.
an insult.
I think
Yeah.
woke is like I'm getting one up on the lefts.
Yeah, like I'm awesome.
I'm awesome.
Do you guys like Mark Wahlberg?
Have you seen his
Not really.
religious app?
I-
$60 a year
No, what?
to pray with Mark Wahlberg.
Dude, awesome.
He has an app where it's like guided prayer sessions voiced by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
It
so
costs
it's-
like
so-
$60 a year.
It's not a live stream. He's just
It's not
got
a live
record
stream.
it.
It's like a meditation app or like that sleep app with Matthew McConaughey.
No.
He can like
No.
talk to you while you fall asleep.
Damn.
I need to download that.
There's one that's for Mark Wahlberg, and it is $60 a year or $60 a month.
That's
That's
a
very
bargain.
expensive, and it is funded by a lot of venture capitalists. Seems to be a lot of investment in this app.
Yeah.
particularly because they cannot tax it because it's technically a church fund thing. So you can't tax it because it's religious.
Okay.
So it's a good investment if you guys are looking for financial advice.
Invest in Mark Wahlberg prayer app.
Yeah.
Do you think-
They had a Super Bowl ad.
Whoa, really?
Oh wow.
Do you think that because Mark Wahlberg is like if you-
Famous for Asian hate.
Okay, yeah,
is,
I was
yeah.
gonna say if you look at his routine, there's like prayer times and dedicated things. Do you think he listens to his own prayer voice rather than saying the prayers himself?
Yeah.
That would save a lot of time. He does have a very busy schedule.
You think he puts it on 2 times speed so he can get as many prayers in as possible?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That sounds like a good prayer advice from Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, say your prayers really quickly so you can say another one.
Get them in quick.
Speedrun.
Get them in quick. That's why he's getting up so early because no one else is praying. So he's like got direct line.
He's got to get him in.
Yeah.
Is he regularly updating the app, do you think? Like, is
So
he-
every Sunday he posts an Instagram reel in front of a assorted church, and he says he does a little cross with his hands, and then he goes, "Happy Sunday, everyone. Stay prayed up."
Oh, I've seen that.
That's his little slogan.
He also does
Prayed up,
fit checks.
fellas.
He does fit checks.
He does
as well.
fit in his municipal gear.
Yeah.
I know a lot about Mark Wahlberg. Like he's in his municipal, his
Wow.
brand gear, and he's like in the church. Got the church fit on today. Check out the new white cargo.
Yeah, he's flexing
It's
always.
kinda awesome.
Wow.
He dresses like a 12-year-old boy. It's
He
fucking-
does. He's fly as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
pretty
dresses
sick.
like it is still 2006.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, really.
Yeah.
I mean, bring
Respect
it back.
to it.
Did you know that, like, maybe this is a very well-known thing, but I'm young enough that it wasn't to me. But do you know Mark Wahlberg initially was only known as Donnie Wahlberg's younger brother?
Who the fuck is Donnie
Who's
Wahlberg?
Donnie? Yeah.
Yeah, so Donnie Wahlberg from New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
Yeah,
how the
another-
mighty have
another-
fallen.
Another boy group sort of thing. And they
Wow.
were dancing. And then
Getting
they were
sweaty.
dancing and singing. And then Marky Mark, his younger brother, was like, I want to
Being
do-
Transformers.
I want to do music with these guys. And then he did his own music thing, which then built up as he was like the little boy band guy, and
Yeah,
people
right.
were like, they'll never take him seriously in the pictures.
It was like Jake and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Is it
Equally
like
as
them?
problematic, I think.
Yeah.
Well, probably Mark
Maybe even
Wahlberg
worse.
is worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard about all the stuff he's done?
I sure have.
Yeah, I try and not.
try to
not
ignore
look
his
into it.
controversies.
I think if someone has done something as outwardly hateful as
You
what
wanna
Mark
know about
Wahlberg has done,
Okay.
I'm not wary to talk about it. There's other like alleged controversies and stuff like that I go, okay, well let's like
Yeah.
chill out. This one is just like he was convicted.
What is it exactly
There's
that
a
happened?
couple. So when he was like a teenager or like a young adult, him and a group of friends chased a group of young African Americans screaming, "Let's get these N-words," and chased them down the street and beat them up.
Wow.
And then he got arrested for that and spent the night in prison and then did it the next day again. But like he beat a different group of ethnic
Wow.
people. And then he put an Asian man in a coma.
Yeah, not about that one.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
So
Yeah.
he's not a great person, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yes. I'm going to stand my ground on that one, I think.
Good
But
thing he's
not
getting
a
all
hot
his,
take,
he's
yeah.
getting all his praying in because
Yeah, good thing he is. Good
repentance.
thing he's just repented and he's fine.
I
wears
mean,
cool
he
clothes.
probably feels bad about it, right? Like, I know that maybe he was doing that at the time. Maybe he feels
People
bad about
change.
it.
I agree.
But yeah, it does feel bad that happened. It's
And-
similar. I get it mixed up with the Liam Neeson stuff.
What did Liam
Business
Neeson do?
pants in
Don't ruin
public?
this for me.
Huh? Don't
know-
ruin Liam Neeson.
What?
Do you know about his pants pissing?
No, go
That's
with that
funny.
one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not. That's.
You've
I
seen
don't-
that?
Well, he was okay. Well, it's not funny. He was an alcoholic, but it's a
Pisses pants.
little funny.
There's at least like 30 photos online of paparazzi photos with him just pissed down his leg.
Yeah, he was a chronic alcoholic, and he'd
And he
show
couldn't
up to
stop
like
pissing.
events like super drunk and just piss his pants
wow.
in front of the paparazzi.
See, that
Thanks.
makes me feel bad, but it makes me feel less bad when you hear the story
Oh, I know about that.
about so Liam Neeson's daughter dated an African American man, and then they broke up. I don't know the scenario of exactly them breaking up, but then he drove around black neighborhoods with a gun, just looking for any African American person to take out his hate on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't think he actually found anyone. I don't think he
Yeah.
actually hurt anyone.
He
But
went to the gentrified neighborhood.
the
Yeah.
intent is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Is that what gentrified means? I thought it was the opposite.
Nah.
Okay. I don't care. That's crazy. Yeah. He would. Oh god.
He
I
has
hate when
actually
people-
he addressed this in an episode of Atlanta, which is the
Crazy.
the Childish Gambino / Donald Glover TV show. Check it out; it's a great show.
apparently quite surrealist if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, so there's an episode that Liam Neeson is in where Paperboy, the main character, who is a black rapper, like bumps into him in a bar, and I think he says like, "Oh, like I know." I can't remember the exact quote, but Paperboy says to Liam Neeson like, "Hey,
Don't worry, I didn't date your daughter.
well, he's like, I still think you're cool. Like, I know that was all in the past." And Liam Neeson's kind of like, "Yeah, that was the old me. Like, I didn't do it." And then
I didn't do it, or that's the old me. I wouldn't do it now.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I don't think he says I wouldn't do it again, but he's like, that was what
I'd give it a try.
No, he says like, yeah, that was awful. The stuff that I did, and I got in trouble for it, whatever. And then as he's standing up to like walk away, he's like, "Yeah, well, now I hate all black people because of what they did to my reputation." And it's like it's a self-aware,
Very self-aware bit.
yeah. Which great power to him for like accepting and owning that and really like
as a failure in his life, and he's able to work on it.
Yeah, like,
obviously.
It's a very satirical moment.
Obviously very satirical, and it's obvious that he doesn't actually have pure hate for them because he was on the show with them.
Yeah.
So it's like not I don't know, he doesn't seem... That comes across more as like almost an admission of guilt, but in a way that's like, I understand why I was wrong, I've improved, and now I'm a more mature person.
It's pure repentance. He's like, "Look, I did this thing and it was fucked up, and I've truly moved on to the point
that
where
I can make a joke about it.
I'm secure enough within myself and what I've done and how I've grown to make a joke about it."
I think that's a great sign that someone is actually... I think the best way to look at someone in terms of their like political correctness or whether they've like done something controversial is how the people around them react to it, or like their friends and stuff like that. And having like Liam Neeson on that show, getting platformed in that way is a very clear sign that they're like, he's all right, guys.
On a show that is especially like one of the strong messages is about like that black community and about the like especially the first couple of seasons is about low economic black society. And to have him actually on that show where that's the viewer base, like that's what people are watching it for, people that might hate him, and to see him in that environment.
Wow.
And yeah, it's powerful.
You didn't ruin Liam Neeson for me, and I'm happy about it.
I forgot about that bit until just in the moment. So yeah, for a moment I was like, I hate this guy. But no, maybe he's good now.
Maybe he's good.
He's in the new Naked Gun. Did you know about that?
No, there's a
Really?
new Naked Gun.
Yeah, directed by Akiva Schaffer from The Lonely Island.
wow.
Shout out.
Whoa. Huge.
Yes.
Is he going to be the main dude?
Yeah, he's.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't remember what the guy in the Naked Gun's
Yeah, I
called.
forgot.
It was a
Leslie.
Martin Short's friend.
Leslie.
That's really bad of me.
Yeah.
Was it Leslie? It's not
Anyway, I get Naked Gun mixed up with
the guy
Airplane.
from Only Murders in the Building.
That's Martin Short.
No, he's the older one. Martin Short's the little funny guy, but then there's
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Was it not Steve Martin in Naked Gun?
No,
Was
it's
he in
Leslie.
Airplane?
I'll get it.
Yeah, Leslie something.
Intermission.
Still, Steve Martin was
Sorry, I like
was Pink Panther, right?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, I get
Yeah.
my
They're all in-
70s, 80s, whatever.
Oh,
movies
Leslie
confused.
Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
They're all in the same era of
Yeah.
time.
That
I
like
think.
kind of comedy era. I
Guys
get.
with white hair.
People
Guys
my
with
dad
white
like.
hair, exactly.
People my dad like.
Yeah.
Shout out Jock's dad.
Yeah.
I didn't say his
David.
name.
Okay, we've got one each. We got Grant, Kim.
Yeah, what's John's dad's name? Considering John is John the 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Figure that one out.
What about John's dad's name?
Figure that one out, wokey woke.
Yeah. Anyway,
we should call our fans the PC bunch.
The PC.
PC bunch.
Shout out PC bunch.
Yeah. Pube clamp. So it is.
Cramp.
It is to pull back.
Period crabs.
Oh, true.
To pull back the curtain a little bit. It is March right now. In case you're watching this in the future or in the past, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it like in 1960?
Yeah. It is currently March in whatever year
My
you're
dad's
listening
1
to
year
this.
old. Say hi to him for me, please.
Hi, David. Did you guys have any New Year's resolutions that you've gotten to,
Whoa.
that you've actually stuck with? A little check-in.
Yes. Sir.
Yes, I have.
What's yours? You go first.
No, you can.
Okay.
No, go
down the line.
Okay,
down
sure.
the line.
I got one that hasn't been completed yet, but I'm very much on the track for it.
Nice.
And the other one has been completed, I'd like to say.
Okay.
First New Year's resolution was to run a marathon. Very cliche, very white guy in his 20s is bored
Yep.
sort of vibe.
Been there.
And I'm on my way. I'm running one in August.
He's currently halfay through his
I'm
marathon.
actually-
He's
yeah,
taking a break.
It's taken a while, but no, I'm running one in August, so stay tuned. Very excited for it. I've been getting all the training in. I've been trying not to overtrain for Jamie out there. Don't hurt me. I
Shout out
stretch
Jamie.
and whatnot. So yeah, I'm enjoying that a lot, and I'm stuck with my routine, and I think I feel very good about it.
Yep.
My other one was to, this is really meta and cringe, but do this consistently.
True.
And get this working.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
I think it's, I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying it. So
yeah, I've definitely noticed that, like, the way that you approach it and how proactive you are, and your editing timeline and workflow, like, definitely is great. Jock
crazy.
is doing a lot behind the scenes that people don't know about, and it's he's doing a great job, and he's doing good. I'm proud of him.
Inspiring. Yeah, no, it is actually
feels
good.
weird coming from Jackson.
I'm trying to
is,
grow
yeah.
I'm trying to grow as a person.
I was like, after last episode, if you knew, we talked about how mean Jackson was. So I feel like this is like a redemption.
I'm
arc.
addressing the allegations. That was bullshit. I'm never mean. Fuck both of you.
There it is. The real Jackson.
The mask falls. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's true though. That
was very sweet.
Yeah. Mine was to save money, and I lost all my money.
All of it.
Yeah, it all
Where'd it go?
it all went.
Gambling addiction.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, that's right. I
Pokies.
had stuff to pay for. Drugs. No, I
Big drug guy.
no, you know, stuff.
Paracetamol and Nurofen.
Shit fucking happens, man. A car breaks down. You get robbed. You know, stuff like that kind of happens.
You get robbed?
So, well,
Is this just an example?
These things happen.
Okay,
man.
sure.
So,
Is that a
I thought
story?
there was a story there.
You're gonna force John into talking about like traumatic.
If I got robbed, I would bring it up on the podcast. I hope the audience.
I
knows
think you
that.
already have. In a past
Oh, I have.
episode.
Yeah, I have.
oh, you did get robbed.
Yeah, I've been robbed quite a few times actually.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a vulnerable individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you failed that. So that's. But we'll try again, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the rest of
It
the year,
does-
man.
Yeah. No, I gave up.
I was going to say, New Year's resolutions are kind of like, I understand that they're like a point of wipe the slate clean, let's like try and stick to our methods, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be on New Year's. This is a self-help tip for the audience.
I just do-
start doing shit.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, don't wait for a new year, just start doing it.
Yeah.
True.
New Year's resolution's kind of like the yellow light at the stoplights. It's like you probably like. It's good to like let you know that this is what you should be doing. But like, if you don't want to, like, just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it whenever. Literally. Like, pick a day in like 3 days' time. Be like, this is the day I stop doing that bad habit. This is the day I start pushing towards my dreams. And then go I don't know, just fucking do it. Don't wait
Yeah.
for a new year.
Yeah, and especially building on that, I want to shout out Jamie. Can we credit his like Instagram? Is that public?
Oh, yeah, say it and I'll ask him and then we'll
Okay.
see.
Jamie.
Jamie G, the PT.
That's
Yes.
it. Yes, thank you, Jamie. I'm talking to you directly right now. You've like actually changed my life.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like Jamie. If for people that don't know, Jamie makes like great videos about like being your better self, eating healthily, like making good habits.
He's a personal trainer by trade
Yeah,
and he likes to make some content. And
He's
trying
great.
to push his follow him.
great friend of the channel. At least friend of Jock. I'd love to consider him a friend, but I haven't talked to him a lot in person.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
Oh,
like
okay.
birthdays
Sure.
and stuff. But the point is that Jamie talked about this thing called the 3-2-1 method, where if you want to do something but you're procrastinating it, just sort of stop, count down from 3, and then stand up.
Let's do it all. Everyone, if you're at home and you're sitting watching this podcast, but you should be outside touching grass,
If you're
Yeah.
on the train listening to this silently,
stand up.
We'll finish the
Ready?
podcast first, and then
Ready?
yeah.
Well, yeah, everyone at home, if you're driving a car, also stand up.
pull over, quick.
No, don't.
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Just stand up, bro.
Oh, it's just a cock cam.
Yeah, it's just a cock
that's-
cam,
I didn't even think of
For the audio listeners,
Guys,
who
close
stood
your
up.
eyes.
Close.
Yeah, but that it like gets you going because you've stood up, you've gotten like, there's that motion enough is enough to get you going to do the thing you've been procrastinating.
Yeah.
You
Or I will say, that is a really good sentiment, and I like that, and that's great. But I have also heard that before
Okay.
Oh.
by Steve-O when he was like shoving a firework up his ass or something.
Shout out Steve.
He always kinda
jackass.
Yeah, jackass Steve-O, not
Yeah, well, I think that's... Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
I think it's a little different. Maybe
it's a little
maybe he wasn't sitting down because there was something in his ass.
Yeah.
Well, his thing is like count to... if you do 3, 2, 1 and you always do your thing at 1, your
Yeah.
body will be trained to do it
Yes.
every time.
Yeah.
But like it's a bit different than like...
He does
the
that-
thing is standing up is like you've removed the layer of friction
Yeah.
of like sitting down.
Yeah.
You could Pavlov's effect, like to like anytime you hear someone counting down, you have to stand up. Like, like you feel that.
That's funny, yeah.
You're like listening to the radio, they're like playing songs in a countdown, and then all of a sudden you're standing, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?"
That's funny.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, you'll sit down, you just stand up. Anyway,
yeah,
for anyone that's out there, please go follow Jamie. He will appear on the podcast.
James is a good guy.
James, he will appear on the podcast.
He appears online as a great guy.
He will be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting. Guys.
Yeah, true.
Manifesting.
There was something I wanted to talk about. I don't know if this is doxing though, so maybe we have to cut bits. No. We'll see. We'll see.
We might cut a section.
Maybe. Do you see? Me and Jackson kind of live close to each other.
You sure do.
Sure.
Jock,
We have established that.
Yeah, and Jock is much further away. In me and Jackson's area, me and him have a personal, maybe not personal. We have a there's a
Scared where this is going. John's going to say my street address.
No.
We have this really cool house. It's like
There's a guy who runs a local bakery in our area.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You see what happened?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, I was fuming watching that. I wanted revenge, bro.
Yeah.
After watching that. Me and Jackson go to this bakery in our area, and the guy's always
all the
super
time.
friendly.
He's a great guy. Like, it's the sort of thing where I feel glad to be a part of the community because I
Yeah.
walk in and he's like, "What's up, brother? How you doing?"
you told me about this guy actually.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
He's awesome. I will say Jackson does know him a bit better, but I'd been going there more recently, and it was really sweet because he remembers who I am, and he came into where I work and recognized me from being a
Oh,
customer
wow,
and
look at
was
that.
like wanted my help and stuff. It was cool.
He's a lad.
Yeah. Someone came in and smashed a chair over his head.
What?
Yeah, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Messed up.
Like a crazy person?
Yeah,
Or
well, no,
like-
so the guy had just been walking in, stealing food and walking out. And this was the third time it happened. And the other two times, his wife and like daughters and stuff, I think, were in the shop.
Yeah,
He
the
wasn't
female
there.
workers were out the front and he's out the back baking all the bread and
Yeah.
stuff.
But this time he was like, he saw it. It was the third time it happened, but it was his first time seeing it.
Mm.
And he was like, I'm going to go like confront this guy. And the guy just like grabbed the chair. And,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Is he all right?
He seems right. He was on the news, but he was just like,
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a bit shaken, but
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
definitely.
our
Is he
prayers
like,
are with him. He's
not in
okay.
the hospital or anything. He's okay.
nah.
No.
Okay.
He's okay.
Whoa, that's crazy.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's terrifying that this keeps happening. This guy just keeps coming in.
Well, there
Yeah.
was. I didn't want to bring this up.
Let's bring it up.
You
Bro.
didn't have to.
It's just not funny, and we try and have a comedy.
That
show
wasn't really
here,
either, but
And like,
We haven't talked about anything funny this
okay,
entire
good.
episode.
Yeah, this
Alright,
episode we
then,
haven't
well,
yet.
then let's go.
let's keep going.
It's the sad episode.
We live in a city that is renowned for deaths, you could say, or murders.
That's
and
true.
stuff.
Most cities.
We're the serial killer capital of
True.
Australia. And I have a tendency.
What?
I have a tendency to walk home from nights out
Oh.
because I enjoy the tranquility of sobering
fun.
up, going to the bakery, having a couple. There's a 24-hour
we've done
bakery.
that,
Go there,
yeah.
scran some pies, and then walk home, and I feel
Yeah.
great in the morning. I know it's not safe. I know it's. I just enjoy it. There has been a few times where I have been mere, like, tens of minutes away from someone being murdered.
Oh, is this the recent one?
What?
Recent and a time
Oh,
before.
shit.
So I didn't like. One time a while ago, I was walking down like our main party street, whatever, heading home,
Yeah.
and then someone on the news the next day, 20 minutes after I'd walked past, got king hit and died
Yeah.
in
Oh,
that
right,
spot.
man.
Like I'd walked past. I was like looking at the camera. I like walked past there.
Yep.
Then very recently, there was a crazy, just like freak murder. Like
I just realized that where that happened is like my walk home as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this guy, I walked home that night, and I was like looking at the footage they have of seeing the two people walk.
Yeah.
I had walked past that like an hour before.
It's crazy, dude.
Dude, you got to stop.
Yeah.
I like
It's
walked
crazy.
Start
I feel like a
driving home.
harbinger of death. Like it was terrifying.
Yeah, they start looking at the cameras. This guy happens to always.
Wow, yeah.
Who is
that's
this guy?
suspicious.
Not the groom
That's
risk.
terrifying. Man.
Anyway, I didn't really want to bring that up, but I just, I felt like I had to tell
It's crazy,
someone.
dude. Yeah.
It's scary out there.
Yeah, it's scary out there.
Yeah. If I can take it off on a bit of a lighter note.
Yeah, please.
When I was looking at New Year's resolutions,
Yeah, you never said yours.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
Sorry.
didn't, but that's okay. I'm going to.
Okay,
if
good.
you couldn't tell. When I was looking at New Year's resolutions, a lot of them are like things that are like eat healthier, save money, like do more exercise, and they're all great and stuff. But I decided to have a little more fun with it, and I decided,
I know exactly.
yeah. So I sneeze a lot. I have what they call enlarged adenoids, I think. Usually people get them removed as a child. I didn't. I don't know why. But
Crazy.
the point is I am very sensitive to like hay fever and sneezing and stuff. I sneeze a lot. And I was interested
Used
in...
to sneeze a lot.
Mr. Sneeze
That's
a lot.
nice.
They call me that. I actually, at my old work, they called me Sniffles. And
Nice.
it was very insulting. But
I'm sure the
anyway,
audience would
Yeah,
probably
that
know.
sucks.
They fucking hear it all the time. Mr.
anyway, so I sneeze a lot and I wanted to know if I sneeze more than the average person. So I looked it up and the average person sneezes approximately across a year 4 times a day. So I've been keeping track of how much I sneeze every day from the start of the year up until now. And when I told John I was doing this, John laughed at me.
Yeah, I laughed and I went like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it was very insulting.
Yeah. Because we're with another friend and I was like, can you fucking believe that? But no, you're still doing it, man. So I respect it.
I do respect the
it's come around.
commitment to the
Yeah.
sneeze. There's like
I
often
wonder-
times where we're walking together and Jackson's like hit 4 sneezes in a row, and I'm like, you added that to the count, and he's like, I'm at 13 today. Like he's just
I gotta pull out-
grim.
yeah,
He's
pull
like,
out the
terrible
spreadsheet.
day, terrible.
I wonder if it will be a Bell thing because right now I'm like, that's pretty cool. But maybe by the end of the year, I'm like,
Shut the fuck up. I think that
No.
I think December 31st it goes crazy though. Because we're
Yeah.
like, what was the final number? What was the
Yeah.
Can
final
you
average?
give us a sneeze wrapped on the podcast?
I sure can. Well, do you want an update right now?
How long has it been?
It's
3 months.
Did you
Almost 3
start
months.
January 1st?
I started January 1st. So if you want to pull back the curtain, today is March 19th.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we wait
You don't
for
want
like
an update
a
right now?
milestone.
I can give you an update
actually, yeah,
right
give
now.
us an
then.
update right
Now
now.
and then we'll do the final year.
Yeah.
It's crazy to be like, here's all this stuff. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah, but I like the idea of like it's a whole year
Yeah.
wrapped. Give us now the update just to give context, and then we will.
Something crazy could happen in those 9 months though. So
It could, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Do you have like? Do you keep track of like if you've gotten sick? Do you like add that as an outlier month or something?
No, I don't. I don't add any of that.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's interesting because like we're in autumn now.
yeah. Yes.
Yes, we've just come out of
doesn't feel like
we've
it.
just come out of summer. We're into autumn.
everything's
just
green
wait
out
till we
there.
get to winter and spring because we're gonna skyrocket. You know what I
True.
mean?
Numbers
Like
go
that's the 6
crazy,
months.
yeah.
But at the moment, in total, I'm at 286 sneezes for the
Wow.
year.
Whoa, how many days has it been?
How many days? Let me tell you. It has been 77 days.
Yeah.
78 if you include today.
Yeah.
And I've sneezed 286 times, which is an average of 3.7 times a day.
Whoa,
Wow.
you're like Mr. Average.
I'm
Wow.
running on the average.
Well, we haven't reached the sneeze months.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I
Numbers
actually like
Skyrocket.
I've got a
there.
graph. So I don't have access to Microsoft Excel because fuck paying for
Google
it.
Sheets.
And I use Google Sheets and the formatting of graphs piss me off. So I physically
Brother
graphed
doesn't know how to use Google Sheets.
I physically graphed it by hand. For audio listeners, if you'd like to see these graphs, I'll post a picture on the Instagram. But this is my January average. So as you can
Whoa,
see,
you got little dots in there and then the trend line.
that's that's how a graph works, Jock. So if you can see this on the camera, as the
They won't
line
be able to, surely.
as we get to the end, I was really skyrocketing. I was projected to reach
Take a photo and send it to me and I'll put it
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
screen.
Okay, I will. On average, I was projected to reach 6 average.
Whoa. So it was
After
on,
the end
you
of
were
January.
going up.
Yes. So
What
I
happened? What happened?
well, significant fall off towards the end of
It got hot.
towards the end of January. Yeah.
Correct.
So final
Summer.
on the 31st of January. Let me pull up the exact number. I finished up on
Day before my birthday, guys.
therefore John, happy birthday, John. 31st of January, I finished up on an average of 3.9. So
Wow.
right below
Yeah, okay.
the average.
Right below
Okay.
average.
Now, what's interesting is if we look at February, look at this, and this is for all those
Whoa.
maths nerds, you might say this is how an average works, is that it begins to over time balance out. But as you can see,
Whoa, that's way more consistent.
yeah, and I'm slowly declining.
Oh, you don't. Oh god, that's crazy.
Obviously, this is an average graph. I should have a graph of like
The exact point.
A
exact
bar
points.
graph, but that's
Yeah,
right.
which I did have on my Google Sheets, and then I got pissed off because February wouldn't work. But the
I'll
point
teach you how to use Google Sheets.
the point is that I'm now on a slow decline.
I'm no Nosfer. No, not what's the
He's not Nosferatu.
what's the guy that predicts shit?
Nostradamus.
I'm no Nostradamus,
Yeah,
but I
Quasimodo.
think
Notre Dame.
I think that your sneezes will increase as it gets colder again.
Yeah, I think that I'm an above average sneezer.
I think I would tend to agree with that because you are in the least sneezing months, but you're sneezing at average.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And
yeah.
you have the sneeze months coming. It is going to go. I think. Can we predict where you'll end at the end of the year?
Of course, give me your
Average.
predictions.
I think his
7.
highest sneezing month is going to be August. No,
October. October.
September.
Okay.
We're at the start of
Just after winter, that season shift into spring.
right.
That's
all
gonna
of the plants.
all
are
the
out.
plants gonna bloom. It's gonna be a little bit warmer, so you're gonna be out of the house more, and it's just gonna
Plants
go bonkers.
everywhere,
I think that's gonna be your biggest sneezing month. I think you'll end on a 6 average.
6 average. Okay. What do you think, John?
I was thinking 7.5. I think
Whoa,
you're really
7.5.
you're gonna go crazy.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go crazy.
I
I'd
think
love
so.
to see, because at the moment my top sneezing day was the 24th of January, right before
Season? Not the
In-
day before.
Australia Day, Invasion Day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whichever you want to
Bad
call
guy
it.
day.
Yeah,
Bad guy
bad.
day.
I don't support
Triple J hottest 100
what happened.
Day.
area.
Yeah.
19 sneezes that day.
Wow.
Oh.
I sneezed 19 times. That's almost
Bro.
once an hour.
Do you have that thing where you look at the sun and you sneeze?
I do. What's that called? Photosensitivity issue.
Really?
Photosynthesis.
Photosyn-
Plant?
I have
Yeah.
photosynthesis.
Growing.
No, yeah, it's. My dad knows what it's called because he told me.
I think
that we have it.
photosensitivity was correct.
Yeah, there's a better word for it, but yeah, where if I'm in super direct sunlight, it triggers some sort of autoimmune response where I sneeze.
Wow.
I have it similar where it's like if I need to sneeze, I look in a bright light and I sneeze. I don't know if that's like a similar thing or is that placebo? I don't know.
It
Scientists.
could be placebo. Scientists reach
Interesting.
out. Sneeze scientists.
Can
No
someone
scientists?
explain to me that whole thing about like if you're going to sneeze and you say like pineapple, it stops the sneeze?
Is that real?
Yeah.
It's just a mental like arithmetic
Is it?
thing. Because the point is that
Distraction.
what a sneeze is it's your body's response
Expelling
to
a foreign object.
there's some sort of foreign object in my nose. I'm going to use energy to push it back outwards. And if you just start thinking strongly, it doesn't have to be pineapples. It could be anything. Strongly thinking about it is redirecting your body's like process. So it's like, oh, I'm not going to do that thing anymore. I'm going to do this. That's the way I understand it.
Sometimes I need to like train myself not to sneeze because like working in a restaurant, oftentimes there's like if you walk back to drop plates, there'll be like pepper in the air or something that is inducive of a sneeze. And then I walk back out and you can't be out in front of house sneezing. So I'm like trying to stifle a sneeze. I've found some good little tricks for all the viewers out there.
Jock sneezing tricks, everyone. Tune in.
One that is a bit unorthodox and you don't do it in public because you look weird, but pressing on your top lip I have found very useful. If I'm going to sneeze and I go like this, it just stops.
Smelling your own finger. Yeah.
I'm not smelling, I'm just pressing on my top lip for some reason.
Where's
But
that
if I
finger bin?
make
Where's that
myself-
finger bin, huh?
Yeah, that's why I didn't really. If I want to do it though, if I want to sneeze, I rub my tongue on the roof of my mouth and then I go,
Yeah, as we do with the brain
Wow.
freeze.
So you
as
can
well.
trigger your own sneeze.
well, it's like if I'm in a sneezing fit and I just want to get them out, you know?
Okay, one big one.
Yeah. Anyway,
What?
it's all placebo and it's all fake.
Yeah.
Putting your finger on your nose. Is it funny to get a mustache tattooed on my finger?
God, you're so millennial.
I was gonna say that's very
millennial
So
as hell.
millennial.
Okay.
You can tell he's older than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old as hell. I was around for Marky Mark.
True. Before the crimes.
I think he did the crimes before
Like in
he
the
was
80s.
Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Before? I don't know. I wasn't alive.
Before
Maybe
9/11.
during.
I'm not that
Maybe he
old.
like
Before
did a
he
show
almost-
and on the walk home from a show he just
True. Before he almost saved 9/11.
yeah.
Oh,
true.
yeah, I
You were
forgot
alive
about
for
that.
Oh
yeah.
God, he's absolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried,
Have you-
guys.
Can you explain that for people that don't know?
It was just a
Marky
quote
Mark's,
he had.
yeah, his whole thing was he believes that if he was on the plane during the September 11 attacks, he could have prevented it from happening by
It's insane to say.
by possibly, I guess, like killing the.
Beating up the hijackers.
Bare
well,
hand.
they were ethnics.
He might
Yeah.
have he might have beat him up anyway.
He would have beat him up in the lobby.
He's
That's
like,
awful
he's
to
like,
say.
I was going to say he could have prevented it because he wasn't letting them on the plane.
We don't stand for these opinions, just for the record. We're ridiculing him because it's actively the worst thing.
Yeah.
For
that
audio
sound
listeners,
effect
John
for?
just punched someone.
Oh, I
was
thought
a-
there was a whip sound effect.
Whoa, I'm not going that far, dude. Crazy. Thing.
Oh, sorry.
Dude,
thing to
all
say.
right. John, do you have anything else?
What's going on, guys? Let me think. I don't know. What were we talking about? We were talking about something the other day. My head almost got crushed by a picture frame.
Oh, yeah, John almost
What?
died.
Yeah.
You almost died?
Nah. But
All right, cool story. What the fuck?
nah, man. We were just talking about like because I was chilling in my room. I've been in this bedroom for four to 5 years.
45 years.
Yep.
how old John is.
Crazy.
Old as hell, dude.
Well, his dad slept in it before, and technically he was there.
True.
Sorry.
John Neat was there. It was so.
I was talking about sperm in your
it's been-
balls, but that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Shout
I'm
out
swimming
John.
around my
Needs
dad's
head.
nuts. Sure.
Anyway,
dude.
Wait, can I interject with a
Yes, I'm
science
living in
question?
my dad's childhood bedroom.
Can I interject with a science question?
yeah, sorry. Who cares about whatever
No,
John
no,
was talking
no,
about?
Johnny's going to come back. This is a pressing
We'll
issue.
see.
You will. How long? Like, what's the half?
How long's the crumb sitting in there for? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, a couple, I don't know.
All right, cool. John, continue.
It's like 3 days, right? Can we address? We will come back to John, but I was having this conversation with John off camera. Like, Jock's got some sort of sperm like headspace where he always brings it up.
Loves it.
I've just got questions.
Projecting.
Can you stop bringing it up on podcast, dude? We're not the cum guys.
Crumb, thanks. Anyway, it's pronounced crumb.
All right, I just want Jock to know in a public forum that I don't stand for this, and I wish he would stop bringing up crumbing.
He's a scientist type of guy. Loves science. Loves penises.
Maybe that one.
Anyway.
Pause. Anyway.
I guess what I was saying was I hung this fucking thing up 4 to 5 years ago, right?
Hung what up?
It was like a picture. Is the GTA 5 poster, dude?
Oh, wow,
Awesome.
cool. In a frame?
Yeah, because it was the original.
The one with the
I
sexy
got
Oh,
it
it
lady?
came in the box.
No, so it's
Oh, sorry.
it's a fucking poster, right? That I got in 2013 when the game came out,
Came with the box.
and it's that's a good one. Come guy podcast.
Anyway.
So like we're spending so much time on this topic, but it's not interesting at all. But anyway, so I put this fucking picture up in a frame, right? And then I've got a few other pictures around, but that was the first one hung up. It was the rest I drilled in, but my dad didn't even. It was my dad put a sticky hook on, not even a proper hammer, just a sticky fucking. Anyway, it's been 4 or 5 years later. I was just sitting like in my room the other day, and it just falls, makes the loudest bang.
Whoa.
Yeah, my family was horrified. They thought people were breaking into the house.
Jeez.
But it was just like made the loudest bang, the frame broke and everything. And maybe I was just saying to Jack, I called Jackson because I was pissed off. And I was like, I understand frames falling, gravity, right? That's how it works. But I think there should be, the frame should either fall in the first month you hang it up or 10 years later. I think 4 to 5 years is pathetic.
That's a weird point for it to fall.
I think it should be a bell curve. I think the first few weeks to a month, and it falls, it's like, okay, I did a bad job.
Yeah.
Then for 10 years, it should be nothing. And then at the 10-year mark, it's like, it's been 10 years, bro.
I think
I get it.
5 years is enough.
I was going to say, 5 years is like, if someone went to me and said, how long do you think a command strip would last on a wall with a painting
It
on
was
it?
a command
I
strip.
would go like, 5 years.
Yeah, okay.
That's my go-to answer. I think.
Right.
It's just a good thing it wasn't above your head.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because it was above, so the picture was above my desk. So if I was actually sitting at my desk doing work, I would have been dead.
Oh, well, good thing you don't do that. So
yeah, good thing I was
Life
fucking
lesson.
off.
Don't
So,
do anything.
yeah.
It was if you were working, you'd be deviating off your timeline.
Whoa,
True.
sliding
My
does
head
type
would be-
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be
What's
on the
her name?
13th.
Yeah, the 13th.
Gwyneth
I'm making a
Paltrow.
new one. Yeah.
Have you guys read Flat Stanley?
Sure have. That was from that, dude.
Yeah, did you think about that when that
I thought
happened?
it was going to be Flat Stanley, yeah.
Jock, have you?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a little comic book, no, like a cartoon character in
It's
those
a kid's book.
kids books. Like think of Greg Heffley, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah.
Got something to talk about there as well. There's a fucking what's his name? Stanley is laying in a bed. He's a child.
And he's flat.
No, he's
Not
just a
yet.
normal boy.
Okay,
Regular
Normal boy.
child. Spoilers.
Then he has like a cork board?
Yeah, they call it a corkboard, and I was like, what the hell's a corkboard?
It's those
We have cork boards.
yeah,
yeah,
but
you
as
know
a
what they are.
child
Oh,
reading
sure,
the book.
yeah.
You know the thing you put pins in,
Yeah,
guys?
I've got one.
Yeah.
The board made of cork.
Yes. He has one of those above his head, and it's fucking horrifying, actually. But in his sleep, it falls off the wall and crushes his body.
Whoa.
But he lives and he's fine.
How
and now
big
he's
is this cork board?
must be huge, man.
Massive.
Because like I reckon if I was lying in bed and a painting fell on me, the worst
Yeah.
thing is going to happen. I'm going to get like a blood nose.
Well, he's a child.
Yeah.
He's small.
Okay, sure.
So
And
now
malleable,
and it's-
soft bones.
Very malleable.
So a lot of it starts with a lot of body horror, I guess. But then it ends up being just like a kid's story. And it's just like a cool kid.
What's the
named,
message?
So the point is that the board falls down, and now he's flat.
Yeah.
And he's like embarrassed, and he's like, people make fun of him for being flat. But
Yeah.
he's like, actually, he saves, there's a fire, and there's a house, like, people are trapped in a fire, and they can't get in. So he like,
He's a hero.
slips through the little gaps. Yeah.
He's awesome, dude.
Big up Flat Stanley. I
Big
hope
up Flat
you
Stanley.
actually no. I was going to say hope you get better, but the whole message is that he's fine.
It's kind of a
I
messed
remember
up
that. I remember the song. Did you ever hear the song for Flat Stanley?
I didn't know there was a song.
They remixed Slim Shady.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Flat Stanley.
That's awesome. I didn't hear
dude.
that one.
That's the song for the book.
Yeah. There was a terrifying
for the-
there was a terrifying bit in it where his brother tries to pump him back up by like putting a vacuum in his mouth.
Wait, have
Pumps
I
him.
seen this?
Yeah, and so they blow like vacuum into his mouth and he like almost chokes and dies.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god!
like,
what
scary.
kind of they should Get the guy who made the Fantastic Four bad one to make a movie on the Flat Stanley body horror family drama movie.
Flat Stanley movie would look terrifying.
Yeah, you've got to
Live
lean
action.
into like body horror family drama sort of movie.
Horrifying, yeah.
And like the children crying as he's saving them from the burning building,
Yeah.
choking on ash.
Yeah, crazy.
Catch them.
Yeah.
You
Anyway.
said you were going to say something about Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Or
Oh, yeah,
have you not
guys-
done with Flat Stanley?
No, flat.
Okay.
Flat
It is, before you say that,
Yeah.
unless this is what you're about to say,
Yeah.
they reference Flat Stanley in Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Do they?
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book where he says, I read this book about this guy whose corkboard fell on him and he went flat.
Oh, nice.
And so like they try and do
So
it
it's
in
an
the book.
in-universe.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't know that you could just reference other people's stuff
Yeah.
for free.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, kind of what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a published book. This is a fucking YouTube video.
This is real. Have you guys seen the new trend of Frank Heffley, Greg's dad at Diary of a Wimpy Kid? New TikTok trend about him.
No.
No.
It's awesome, dude. I've seen. They are edits of Frank Heffley, but not like cool edits. It's him having schizophrenic episodes.
I've seen one.
And
I didn't know
yeah.
this was a trend. I
No.
saw this video and I went, oh, this is
I've seen so
awesome.
many, and each of them have like 2 million likes. It's a massive.
What do you mean, like from the movie?
It's
Yeah,
from
it's
the.
like the video of him from the movie, and then it goes like black and white,
and
like
it's him like
war-torn.
picturing faces and like
Yeah.
having PTSD and
Oh,
like
wow.
Yeah.
schizophrenic episodes.
Steve
and stuff.
Zahn. Shout out Steve Zahn.
Yeah. And yeah, it's crazy because it gives a whole new
perspective.
to his character because he is pretty psychotic in the movies.
Yeah. You deep diving on a character that doesn't get much exploration in the movies.
Yeah.
So they're too worried about
it's
touching
kinda-
cheese.
Yeah, true. It's headcanon now that he's
Schizophrenic.
yeah.
I thought you were going to address there's an account on Twitter or X, however you like to call it, the Everything app. And there's a Susan Heffley account.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, she posted something and was like, they've arrested me for fucking being too awesome or something. And then 3 years later posted and was like, I'm out on parole, fuck y'all bitches. And was like adding Jeff Kinney, the author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
awesome.
And she's hardcore. Jeff Kinney blocked Susan Heffley
Oh, damn.
on Twitter.
Whoa.
And I think she made a point of it.
Way to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He should have embraced it, I think.
I would have, I would have embraced. Unless
There's-
she's saying like racist
I was going to say there's
stuff.
probably more to the story because I've seen Jeff Kinney embrace some really silly, crazy stuff. But I think
What
there
sort
might
of
have been.
stuff.
He always when people do silly stuff like that, like make fucking.
He'd like the schizophrenic
He
edits.
would like that. Yeah.
I think maybe there's some hate speech involved.
Yeah, there might have been a
Probably
bit
the
of N-word.
reason she got jailed.
Yeah, maybe.
I
True.
I do
remember
like the
exact
idea of
quotes, but-
committing to a bit of pretending you got jailed and then not using that account for 3
Yeah.
years
It
and then
is, yeah,
coming back.
hardcore.
Unless she actually got jailed.
Yeah,
have.
the person behind the account.
Who are we to say?
Yeah.
True. I didn't consider that someone actually went to jail for the heinous things that Susan Heffley was talking about. Yeah, Jeff. I don't know anything about Jeff Kinney.
I think he seems cool, right?
I saw him post a thing that was like, "Book 23 is coming out this month."
Holy shit.
You couldn't believe it? Neither could I.
Oh, really? That's a good bit. I respect authors that just shit out books like that.
Yeah.
It's like some art. There's like some, I don't know, I just respect them getting the bag.
Yeah.
Them and the people that make that treehouse.
Oh,
How do
the-
they keep adding
Oh,
stories?
Andy Griffiths, Terry
How do
Denton.
they keep adding stories? There's like, how many now? Like thousands?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's like summary books about the first 6 books. To they made the book and then they made a
Book 1 to 6 recap.
Yeah, book of book, and then so eventually there will just be one book at the end, and you don't have to read all
Do you
90
reckon there's
books.
people that make like YouTube recap videos of those books, like those style
They
of books,
should.
like the Diary of a Wimpy Kids and Treehouse books?
Definitely.
It was just an untapped market.
Have you ever heard of
$1 million idea.
the
Yeah.
You can have that one for free.
There's a YouTube account called Chupo. Have you guys heard of Chupo?
no.
No.
Shout out Chupo. I'm a big fan. Come on the pod. He's way bigger than us. But he makes videos like the entire lore of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Or he did a thing that was like the entire lore of the Talking Tom universe.
Huge.
And he's done all these ridiculous things that it's like you didn't know there was lore. And then he's like, actually, this company decided to make 6 seasons of a crappy TV show or like 30 books of comic books. And there's just lore that you don't know about that fucks with everything.
I love when I find like a rabbit hole on YouTube that I wasn't even looking for. Like
Yeah.
finding deep dives into things I've never even heard of, or like extremely in-depth analysis of something that feels unwarranted. And then you
Yeah.
watch the video and you're like, what the? That was actually shit he talked about. I think
Yeah.
it was real stuff here.
Yeah, I love when people go way too far about the dumbest thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
as
fun.
Too far. Like I love intelligent dumbness, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
You're
taking
using your intelligence for silly reasons.
taking something
You
dumb.
love Elon Musk, bro.
Taking something dumb to the most extreme. Like I guess it's kind of what they do in Always Sunny, where those guys are all pretty intelligent, clever writers, but they write their own characters to be themselves as dumb and stupid as possible. And I think that takes a certain amount of skill.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun bit to do 20 episodes of a podcast and it's still not be good.
That's episode 21.
21,
It's
yeah.
gonna
Stay
go
tuned.
crazy.
Guys, next episode will be half a year.
26.
Aren't they 50?
Almost. We're gonna do 5 episodes.
Stop, dude.
We're gonna do 5 episodes next week, and then
Yeah, we'll make up for it.
we'll skip through. Can we do that?
Can we cut that?
Can we title? Can we title next week's episode number 26 and just pretend that we skipped 5 of them?
I have
Yeah.
integrity.
Okay, never mind. Apparently, Jock has integrity. But yeah, there's a guy called Mike's Mike on YouTube. I don't know if you guys are aware of him.
Mike's Mike, no.
His name's Mike's Mike. He's an Australian guy. He makes video commentaries on like movies, like animated movies. And
Jackson's shown me Mike a video or two.
yeah, Mike's Mike is hilarious. I love him so much.
What was the one we watched? It was on
Shark Tale, the mafia
there was
one.
the Shark Tale, and then there was also like the resurgence of
Yeah, so that's the one I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about. Is that he has a video called the
Epidemic.
the rodent agenda
Yeah.
of 2007, where he talks about 3 or 4 movies about animated rodents that came out within that like 6-month time frame, and it's hilarious and ridiculous. Go watch that video;
Very
it's
good video.
awesome.
Yeah.
But like
After this one, obviously.
to take something that is so dumb and ridiculous and to run with it for so long, I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
my
good.
favorite thing.
Fun bits. It's all like, I don't know, committing to the bit makes even unfunny things kind of funny.
Yeah.
If you like add enough like shock to it. Like, have you seen, there's one that's fun, it's not really committing to a bit, but it's just a funny exchange that took like 6 years. It was like a video of someone on YouTube. It was like a video of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, or the other one, I forget, sorry, don't kill me. Ocarina of Time. Of them
Good
in the
one.
water temple walkthrough. And there's a comment from someone who was like, this is really hard, I'm struggling on this level. Then someone responded to it 6 years later and said, wow, hope everything's going good for you, man.
Yeah.
And then the person who originally commented replied after 6 years and said, it could not be going worse.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I love that. Yeah, people are clever.
No.
People are
Yeah.
funny.
People are funny. You got something?
No, you go.
Okay. I've been watching more pranks.
Big prank.
People
guy.
are really funny. Yeah. There's one guy that I thought was hilarious at first, and I did a bit of a deeper dive, and I was like, oh, maybe he's not so
I
funny.
don't trust YouTube pranksters as far as I can throw.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're horrible people. That goes without saying, but then is it more like, are they just a nuisance, or are they like an evil bad person?
Yeah, that's true. There's a difference.
Yeah. And there's one guy I thought was so funny because he's kind of like a chubbier lad, and he's just kind of like
Sorry, you're just 1,000 yards staring.
I'm listening. I'm listening to the story, dude.
Active listening.
Logged out.
there's this guy, and he's a prankster, and he goes around in public, and he's like kind of just bothering like minimum wage workers.
Classic prankster
Classic.
behavior.
Hilarious.
But he's more like going to like hardware stores. Like in Australia, we have like Bunnings. Other places have like, I don't know, fucking
Tools.
Tools
West.
R Us.
Tools are us.
Yeah, that's the one.
What's Home Depot?
Home
That's the
Depot.
Americans.
That's the one.
Shout
Yeah, I
out to
think
the
it's-
Americans.
Yeah, and he's just like, he puts on a high vis vest, and he gets like one other friend to like pretend. So they're both pretending to work there, and he will like get his friend to like actually do a good job and like ask a question to the customer, like, hey, do you need an assistance, whatever. Then he will just get behind the customer and start like whispering in the guy's ear and stuff, like kind of just
Assault.
yeah, kind of no, not
Invading personal space.
invading personal space, not assault. Bit of a difference. It's funny, but he started doing
Very
stuff like
small
that.
difference.
And he just kind of does funny stuff. He was like, what else was he doing that was funny? Let me think.
Yeah, why don't you describe some of the funny stuff he does?
Oh no, because some of the stuff gets really funny, and then I realized it was bad because I assumed the guys were in on it, but it's random guys. He starts going into Home Depot and like going in the gardening section and turning on a hose and spraying some guy in the face. But then it's like, because the guy's like has a funny reaction. I was like, this is funny. This is
Surely staged. Yeah.
two friends doing it. But then I look more into it, and then it's like, no, he just does like,
Whoa.
he just goes into the gardening section wearing high vis and just sprays
fucking
people
nuisance.
in the face.
That's
Yeah, it's
awful.
horrible. It's a horrible thing to do.
Imagine just going to a hardware store to pick up like nails and
Yeah.
you're wet.
But it's so fucking
You just get
funny.
sprayed by a hose. You're like, okay, well that's my fucking
Yeah.
day ruined.
Like if that happened to you, like if that happened to me, I'd be pissed. But man, it is fun. These videos are so funny,
Man.
and it's like,
I think they're getting too advanced.
yeah,
the TikTok pranksters-
They're pushing it.
They're pushing it. I saw this one where someone goes into a store and like screams.
Yeah, I've
And I'm
seen
like, this one's not that funny. He just goes in the store and he's like, help me. And then it's like people like the staff run around and he pretends he's like, oh my God, where was that from? He like walks around with the staff. And I'm like,
And he
okay, this is like funny if you're 6. And then
Or me.
there was an then there was an evolution to it where he screams and then everyone comes up to him and he's like, that was you, right? And then they have a backup screamer
from the other side,
They've got
yeah.
another
What?
friend
Yeah.
at the other side of the
no.
store that screams back. It's like, guys,
It's like a flash mob.
there's two. You're evolving too fast.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
It was so stupid.
it's so funny.
Oh man.
I'm a big harmless prank enjoyer.
Yeah,
The ones like the screaming, you're bothering
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who work retail. I don't support that. They're
Yeah.
trying to just work. They don't care. They're trying to do their job and you're making their life more difficult. The ones I enjoy are when they're like just being like not a nuisance to someone, but like almost embarrassing themselves. Like we've talked about it before, but the guys that drop their pants as they give you an
Yeah.
interview, that's funny.
that's fun.
That's funny. Because you're not
That's
like
funny.
the worst that you're doing is like
exposing yourself.
kind of exposing yourself, but like
Worst you're doing is
you're wearing
decent
underpants.
exposure.
You're wearing underpants.
Yeah,
Good thing there's no kids around. Is that
You're
how?
allowed to be in your underpants in front of kids. You can be in a Speedo at the beach.
I wouldn't be pushing it. Yeah, he does it to grown men though, so it is.
Yeah,
it is
I think
funny.
it's funny. If he did it to a
Yeah.
child,
It'd be a bit
probably-
different.
It wouldn't
my
be
ethics
funny
would
at all.
change
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this I will say about this other guy. So the spraying in the face, that's funny,
Mhm.
right?
Sure.
Even when I found out it's random.
From a point of view, yes.
From my I'll take a hot. Here's a hot take. I personally think that's the funniest thing ever. Just spraying,
Ever.
spraying.
In the whole existence, the whole Anthropocene, the funniest thing you think is someone in a hardware store spraying a hose on someone's face.
Spraying an innocent person just trying to shop in a store in the face with water is.
Dude, he's laughing at us when explaining it. Maybe he's not lying.
It's so funny. You have to see the videos, man. They're so funny. but then he started. Started to notice that the zooms out, and the guy actually has a Home D ankle monitor. Like he's
What?
House arrest.
yeah, he's on house arrest. The guy doing this prank is on house arrest.
What the fuck?
But
What a plot
and then
twist.
That's crazy.
That same video where it zooms out and reveals this. Check the comments. People are like, holy shit! Like this guy's getting on house arrest. He's also in a hardware store. And he buys a big floor rug, and you know how it's rolled up.
Yeah.
He'll walk down an aisle, and there'll be someone like looking at a shelf, and he'll like swing it, and so they smack.
Oh,
him
okay,
on the
that's
shelf.
assault.
So
That's, yeah.
I'm like, it's like holy shit! Like these videos is progressing into this guy like beating people up in the store.
This guy's an awful person.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude.
god, sorry. Speaking of unethical beating people up in stores, but
Yeah.
kind of funny,
Yeah, let's go.
was there's like terrible people that do the like predator hunters.
Oh yeah,
Like, okay,
Yeah.
I do not agree with predators. They're horrendous human beings.
but they're using it as an excuse
The
to.
people that vlog it,
Yeah.
you are discrediting the entire case. You're probably
Yeah.
doing it is going to get any chance of that person actually getting arrested, thrown out in court because you've done all these like ways to find them that aren't
Yeah.
by the book.
And I
You're doing more damage than you're helping. I saw one
don't think
video,
that's hot
however,
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
There was this little, like a 20-year-old, but like sized. I'm gonna bleep that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bleep that.
SpongeBob.
but SpongeBob sized.
Yeah.
Small person.
Small
Yeah.
person. And
Makes it sound like Jock said a slay. He didn't say a slay. He said a guy's name. Go on.
thank you. He's walking in the store and these people are like, oh, what, you here to meet like a child, whatever. And this kid's like, not kid, this little guy
Yeah.
is trying to like get past. There's two of them.
Yeah. I
The
love this.
guy picks up the back of his collar, picks him up into the air and like throws him in the air. The other guy as he's midair, like gets his head and like slams it. It's like alley oops him.
What?
Yeah.
I saw this and
Like
I was like,
WWE?
like WWE
Yeah.
alley ooped this guy. He threw him up, and the other guy like slammed him down. I'm like,
Yeah, behind the camera, isn't it? Isn't like
yeah, the guy behind the camera like
does the
reaches up and
second-
gets his head.
Yeah.
Wait, like they slam the Predator.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like
Yeah.
WWE like throw him up and dunk him.
Far out. That
I
can't
was
be
like,
real, right?
No, it is.
it is real.
Yeah,
Like it's well, okay, maybe not, but like I'm convinced.
it's pretty real.
The video is. I do not condone assault. I do not condone any of this.
Yeah,
It's a little funny.
yeah, but knowing what the guy actually did, because I don't. Yeah, I think there's.
Seeing the edits
Yeah,
that were
it's very
made of
funny.
it, where it cuts to like NBA highlights, like of Shaq and Kobe,
Like dunking,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is kind.
Yeah, it's great.
But
Shaq
yeah,
and Kobe
I
2002.
think those
Yeah.
YouTube channels should fucking be burnt in a fire because they all suck.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
think
don't
that
agree
the-
with assault.
I think the big issue is
I agree
like.
with Pepper.
I think the main issue there is less the my nuts again, bro. Less like pedophiles getting assaulted, yeah, whatever. It's just uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah,
Like I guess morally it's not that bad, but it's uncomfortable.
yeah. I think
It's a moral grey area.
there's a group of people that are designed to go after these people,
Yeah,
and they don't go up and they abuse them in
Yeah.
public. They follow a book of law that we've written because it is our view ethical,
yeah,
and they do it the most efficiently. Like, don't just start beating the fuck out of people because you disagree with them. Let the law do the law.
Let's get evidence first.
Well,
Great point.
the big thing though is like I think the two biggest creators I've seen have both had pedophile allegations themselves. Like the two biggest guys doing it. I think that's the issue I have with it. It's like the two guys that got famous doing this, both have significant evidence that they're pedophiles.
Far out.
So
You are what you eat, as they say.
As they
true.
say, yeah.
You know.
And a lot of them just catfish as children.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
like that's just not a good way to. That's extortion. You're
It's
not
weird.
getting real evidence.
Yeah.
You're like that's like if I was a cop and I went to the street and went like, "Do you want to buy drug from me?" And then person went, "Yeah," and they're like, "Well, you're arrested for buying drug." Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work
It's like the
that.
Merchant of Venice. I think I've talked about this before, where like the wife is like dresses up as another lady and says to her husband like, "Give me your ring," and he's like, "No, I won't. It's like my wife. I love her." And he's like, "Give me the ring, please, please. I'll give you so much money you can pay for your wedding." And he's like, "All right." And then she takes off the wig and is like, "You bitch, you're my husband. Why would you?
Yeah,
It's another lady."
unlawful. That is extortion.
That is extortion. If you've read Merchant of Venice, let us know if you've seen it. But yeah, should we wrap it there? I think we're at time. Thanks everyone for listening.
yeah.
Put me down.
Oh no! Whoa! What the hell?
For the audio listeners, yeah, something just happened.